Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Theorist. I am your host, JC Botero67, and today we'll be focusing on Whodunnit, a wonderful show based off of the game Clue that airs on ABC. It originally got its start in the UK, so it's really cool to have that here as well, because it's a great show. I really enjoy it, like the whole murder mystery. It's like totally my thing. So, I've been wanting to kind of record not so much a review, but I guess, a predictions video on who I think the killer is and I guess who would win. I haven't really thought about who would win, but I do have an idea of who the killer might be. And I want to start off with Melina. Melina was my favorite to begin with. When the show first started, I really liked Melina. I thought she was a sweet girl, and, I felt that I want her to be there at the end, and I hoped she would win the $250,000. And then I got to thinking, what if she is the killer? It's so unexpected. It would totally blow everyone away if Melina were the killer. If you think about it, she is probably the only one on the show so far that has not been scared. She's always been spared. Actually, going back to the week, I think it was, 2 weeks ago? Yes, 2 weeks ago was when Ulysses died. And her team was pretty much in jeopardy because Chris was the one who figured out everything. Or, at least she got that last little clue that everyone was trying to find. And, of course, Chris is teamed up with Cam and Lindsay. And so, they're pretty much safe. No worries about being scared. While Ronnie's team, Sasha, I have a feeling, kind of knew what that last little clue was because she did talk to Chris. And Chris, kind of told her part of it, I guess. And then, of course, Ronnie was the one who did know full well what it was. And instead of going back to his team to reveal what he discovered, he kind of stayed there until time ran out. And so I honestly thought, okay, maybe Melina and Dana were going to be the ones in jeopardy. But then Melina was safe. It was pretty shocking, but I guess it happens. Because, there've probably been other instances where some of the people on their case that they stated may not have been 100%. And you still get spared. At least you have part of it pretty correct. But no, Melina not being in jeopardy is just kind of a little suspicious, I guess. She's flying by with no issues, but I guess we'll find out tonight what happens, Maybe she isn't the killer, maybe she'll be the next victim, or maybe she will get a scared card but still be safe. So, it's just a matter of what'll happen tonight, I guess. So I'm kind of leaning more toward Melina being the killer. It would be really interesting to see. And then there's also Ronnie, who I did mention. And Ronnie, I started growing suspicious of him after a contestant on the show mentioned something that, all the people he's, really buddied up with ended up dying. So he was working with Dante, and then Dante had died. Then Ronnie was working with Adriana, who also got a scared card and died. So it was kind of suspicious, all these people that are suddenly getting close to Ronnie and working with him are, getting scared cards and dying. So, it could be Ronnie who's the killer. And then, like I mentioned before, he didn't go back to his team to, tell them, this is what Chris discovered 2 weeks ago with the whole Ulysses dying. So, that was a little suspicious on his part, too. And what I also found was that week, he was like, oh crap, 3 of my team members are in jeopardy, how am I gonna face tomorrow? And then bam, it was convenient for him that 2 of them died. So it's kind of okay, maybe there is something there. Maybe he did kill them off and, it's kind of okay, there's less people on my team, Gino still kind of trusted me. Until, of course, he died last week, too. So now it's just him and Melina on their team, and then you've got Chris, Cam, and Lindsay on the other. So, it's coming to a close. It seems really interesting, and Gino's death, is very peculiar. I'm going with the fact that the chandelier wasn't what killed him. Maybe he was poisoned or, who knows. But I don't think the chandelier did the trick. It's kind of set up to make us think that's what happened, but that's not what happened. It's kind of like with the ex-cop, I can't remember his name right now, but how he went into the kitchen to cook his raw meat, and then there was that mountain lion, and obviously the mountain lion didn't kill him, but it was almost staged to look like that. So, I think this is like another kind of staged death, but there's something more behind it. So I guess, we'll find out tonight what that is all about. So thank you for listening and tuning in, and actually, let me not say goodbye yet, because maybe I should kind of predict who would win. Because, if they don't discover who the killer is, the killer would stay with all the money, right? So, I think my guesses on Melina and Ronnie are that one of them's the killer, and one of them's gonna win the $250,000. So, there you have it. So, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.